Brandon Costa reporting for Sports Video Group. We are outside of University of Phoenix Stadium at the College Football Playoff National Championship game. Big show from ESPN on Monday night, and we have the pleasure of being joined by Jed Drake of ESPN. Jed,
hey,
thanks for taking a few minutes with us.
My pleasure.
You obviously have a very cool toy in your hand here. Yeah. Pylon Cam, which has been a big topic of conversation over the last few months. Take us back. It was at this game a year ago in North Texas where you guys were really starting to experiment with it a little bit behind the scenes quietly. And now in a year, it's becoming a hot topic and a trend on Twitter, during Monday Night Football. What's it been like this past year seeing this little baby grow up?
It is rather remarkable. I mean, your timeline is exactly right. A year ago, we had done one test with this before. Mark Rowley was the project manager for this, and he took an idea that Ed Placey had some years ago, and it was a confluence of ideas and ambition. And the system that we put on the game a year ago was a 2-camera system on a Wi-Fi transmission source, and it worked horribly. and from that, shall we say, less than astounding success, we went back to the drawing board, and a group of us worked for probably from that time on about 8 months to get it right. And we collaborated with the NFL on the safety issue to make sure that if we were going to build this thing with the kinds of cameras that we wanted, that we could put it on the field and that it would be deemed safe, which it was. And the design was done internally by BSI, who we worked exclusively with, to create a system inside that is actually a 3D model, a print, and it has the 4 cameras in it. And the short of it is that from the time that we put this out on the field for the first time on August 20th in a preseason NFL game, we knew that it was going to be a great system, and it was going to provide us with the kinds of angles that A, had not been seen before, and that B, may well be helpful to officials in making the right call. And that has certainly been borne out over the test of time. The system that we have here now, interestingly, is not just the NFL system that we debuted on August 20th, but this is a system designed specifically for college football, whereby it actually has 2 cameras on the goal line side, a wide camera and a tight camera, in addition to the 2 other cameras. So flashing forward from that interesting little test a year ago, 2 cameras, Wi-Fi, we will now have a total of 32 cameras on this game. So we'll have a pylon in each of the 4 corners of each end zone. So that's 8 pylons times 4 cameras, 32 cameras. Wow. We had this on the NFL wildcard game yesterday in Houston, and we were all dressed up and no place to go because the game just did not come to us. Today's a new day. We'll have this system out for the championship game, and if the plays come to us, the angles are tremendous. We just met with the officials, and we talked about the kinds of images that they may have that will help them make the decisions and the right decisions, and they're very happy that we've brought this system out. By the way, we use 2 dream catchers, so we have the 32 inputs coming in, 16 at a time, and we have 4 outputs so that we can go up to 4 angles consecutively if we wanted to.
Sure. Now, while I understand that this is a different model from the NFL version, go back a month ago to December with that Monday Night Football game between the Giants and the Dolphins down in Miami with that Odell Beckham catch that almost seemed like you sat down and scripted it because it was so perfect for this. Just how much of a dream moment was that for people who have worked on this technology?
It truly was a dream moment because it validated everything that we said about the system, that because we will be in the right place at the right time in certain occasions, that we will afford ourselves the opportunity to have an angle that will definitively provide the information that the officials needed to reverse that call. Because again, it was ruled on the field as an incomplete pass, and it was only when the video from this camera or one of its brothers provided that angle did the officials have the angle that convinced them and showed them definitively that indeed it was a touchdown. And for all of us that work on a system like this, Mark Rowley and Ed Placey and BSI and our operations team has done an unbelievable job managing this project. under Chris Calcineri it was incredibly heartwarming to see that and validating the system. And now we get sort of hungry for it because
right.
because now you want to be in the game, you want to have that moment, you want to because listen, we talk about this all the time. When we do new technology, like all of our colleagues, like all the stuff that you guys cover every day, there are some things that add great images to a telecast that have not been seen before, and computer stuff that's being done, and audio that's fascinating. But when you can do something that truly can impact the game in a positive way, because you're simply giving the officials better angles, I mean, that's at a different level. And that's really what makes this so unique, I think.
Yeah, and fans are going to have the opportunity to watch this exclusively on ESPN3 if they want to. What do you think about that? Obviously, it's great for being in the right place at the right time, but having full access to it where fans can check it out pretty much the whole game through?
Yeah, I mean, what it's going to be is it's a little bit of voyeurism, because you're going to get that sort of view that we see in the truck when we're looking at all the different angles. So you're really going to have to be into this. But you know what? When we look at Twitter and we see all these people writing these things about this, I mean, okay, this one's for you folks, because you have a party, because it will be really cool to watch. The interesting thing, though, is with all of those cameras, this is a little bit like, I've made an analogy and it's a little bit obtuse, but if you think about golf and you've got, like, let's say 15, 16, 17, 18, right? Those 4 holes you're focusing on as they come into the finish. When something's happening on 18, what's happening at that moment on 16, 17, 18, 15, 16, 17 are not that relevant. So when a play happens, like when we're watching, we watch the all 22 constantly, right? Sure. And okay, so the play's coming down here. We have a numbering system, by the way, which is sort of unique. By the way, here it is. So I'm in the announce booth, right? Okay, so think of a clock, right? So up at the top is 12. This corner over here, the far right corner, is 2 o'clock. Okay. The near right corner is 5 o'clock. The near left corner is 7 o'clock, and the far left corner is 10 o'clock. So wow, instantly I know where that Odell Beckham catch was, because it was down here and it was shooting into the end zone. So that was 5E. Now there will be a quiz about this later. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna fail horribly.
You think so? But look, I mean, in the end, the whole system has worked out great. We continue to evolve it. I'm not sure where we're going next year. I have some ideas, which we'll share with you as soon as they're actually real. And but hopefully tomorrow for the championship game, or whenever this airs, in the championship game, we'll have some great angles. And in the end, we always say, look, this is for our viewers. This case, it's for the viewers, but it's also for the game itself, because we're giving the officials an opportunity to make calls that they might not have normally been able to make.
Well, Jed, it's fantastic stuff. Congratulations on how far it's come, and we're looking forward to hopefully seeing it in action on Monday night in the game.
You got it. Thank you.
For Brandon Costa for Sports Video Group. For more of our college football playoff national championship coverage, you can visit sportsvideo.org.